here we are at volume 19 now. This was supposed to be the volume that was going to end Dorohedoro. It was going to be the volume that would answer every question and basically bring everything to a close. Now, what's weird though, with the amount of content in the volume, makes you wonder, how was she thinking that she was going to wrap all this up? You know, was Kaiman and Nikkaido going to use the store knife and kill Chidaruma? Would that break the fabric of reality? Then you have unanswered questions of, then, what about the N family? What's going to happen to them? And what about N's corpse? What's happening with Ibisu and her basically brainwashing Dokuga? You know, what about Shin? What's going to happen with him? And Noi, what's to become of her? Is she going to survive? There's tons of questions left that I don't really think could have been answered in one last volume. Especially since the series went from, and I might be wrong here, went from being a monthly series to a weekly one, meaning that the amount of content per chapters isn't as much as it was before. Before, you would get about, I'd say roughly 40 to about 50 pages worth of content. Now, you're lucky if you get 23 pages worth of content. And that is just not enough. And so, thank God, Miss Q Hayashida realized this herself and decided to ask her editors, to ask the higher-ups, for an extension volume. Now, we now know that this extension volume was supposed to be to volume 20, ended up becoming up to volume 23, which that became the closure of the story. Meaning that she realized, wait, I have more I need to write. There's more to the story that I'm not telling. And the audience needs to know about it. Now, the contents of volume 19 are good. They're damn good. But they're not series closure good. Because there feels like there's more. And there's supposed to be a lot more. Alright, so speaking of which, we finally get a devil versus devil fight with Nikkaido versus Haru. And during that fight, Haru ends up killing Kasakabe by accident. And she ends up killing Kaiman on purpose. With a, scorching breath. Now, I say scorching breath, I don't mean a breath of fire. I mean, it's like a breath of, acid. And she basically melts and just decomposes Kaiman's body in a matter of seconds. By the way, this Kaiman is the Kaiman that died at the hands of Shin. Meaning that this Kaiman's memory ends when it got its head cut off. And Nikkaido basically brings him up to speed. He now knows that he was once a magic user by the name of A, but now his real name's actually Aikawa, because that is the magic user name of I. And he now knows that Nikkaido is a magic user. There's a lot of things that he knows, but he's very confused about it at the same time. Now, Nikkaido uses her magic, which means now that she has, I want to say, 2 more shots left. And she uses it in order to basically get a hold of the store knife. But yeah, this translation is calling the store knife now, not Stoa knife. The last translation, volume that I was reading online, let's be honest here, I'm not reading the physical copies. It said Stoa, like S-T-O-A. Not store, which is S-T-O-R. So, they have the Stoa/store knife, which Haru had. Funny those bonus curses, they call them, or the bonus chapters that come at the end of the volumes, the content in those actually matter to the core story. As such, Haru borrowed the store knife from Chidaruma and never gave it back. I thought that was just a funny, little gag that Miss Hayashida put into the story. But now that it's legitimately part of the main story, and it's not just a side project, that much more enticing for a second read-through. Because chances are I'm probably going to read this a second time somewhere down the road. Not right away, but of course somewhere down the road, because there's probably little bits and hints that she had thrown into the story that I didn't catch the first time around. That usually happens, So, basically, Nikkaido goes back in time and she warns herself and Kaiman that they cannot engage in physical combat with Haru. And such, she gives Haru not Haru of the past, but basically, she has the sword knife, and now Kaiman is alive. Now, the other parts of the story, of this volume, are these key events that are important as followed. Okay, so first, we have the N family, all a bunch of rolling heads. You have Fujita, Chota. Wow, I fucked that up 2 times. And Turkey. All trying to come up with a plan because, Turkey and Chota are happy to see Fujita is alive, and Fujita tells them that he has N's tumor. The little, devil body thing that is inside of all magic users' heads. Or rather, it's kind of like more so inside their brains, more or less. But yeah. And Turkey comes with the idea of that he's going to make a living doll. And such, he decides that, okay, they're going to use their bodies as an ingredient. Tetsujo is also there, so looks like Shin didn't just slice up Fujita, he also sliced up Tetsujo. So, Shin, he will slice up anybody as he can. Which is funny, speaking of Shin, because, wait, I don't get in my head myself saying that shit. Okay. So, what ends up happening is that they utilize Chota's magic to kill off their bodies. Okay? So now, these 3, or rather these 4, are all just heads. And the reason why they need to kill off their bodies is because it's the only way they can get their bodies to be cooked and to create a living doll. Now, Turkey makes a doll of Ibisu, because the Ibisu doll is going to go towards the live Ibisu. Now, something kind of interesting about the Ibisu doll. That the Ibisu doll immediately has I don't know, it was a cut, a scar, whatever, but like half her face kind of peels off. And I feel like that's a callback to when Ibisu got her face almost cut off, where she technically died, but Fujita ended up bringing her back to life. Or rather, it was more so Kikurage brought her back to life. Not really Fujita, because, let's face it, you know what? I would say Fujita, I think there's a joke, Fujita is useless, but actually, he's one of the most useful characters in the story. Hell, his actions brought back one of the biggest, baddest motherfuckers in the series, and that is N. And now at the same time, we have Kaiman and N both back. And remember, this Kaiman has never met N. Ever. They're two... Well, N is the same person that he was when he died. And he actually remembers how he died, too. Kaiman, anybody that the other Kaiman had met when he regrew his head, this Kaiman will not have met. Oh yeah, Shota got a surgery done, and now literally his face looks like one of those N henchmen masks that all of the N henchmen wear. Actually, also like N's mask too. No, the whole like hooks. Bring back the lip, the lips and shit. Yeah, and that's because Shota is 100% gay for N. Like, there's no way to doubt that. He just fucking is. We also learned that Chidaruma basically created magic users, or that's how I understood it, and he created devils that, well, that magic users went through rigorous training and they would become a devil. And thus, he found Whole by accident. And we don't really learn what he was thinking when he found Whole. So that's something that's going to be probably brought up later. Now, Chidaruma makes a mention saying that the department store is actually the mind of this new creature. Now, I've been saying this for the past couple volumes, that I think Chidaruma had a major hand in this thing's creation. And now a lot of things make sense. That the fact that Chidaruma made it rain in the magic world. He's the reason why so many magic users are now dead. Granted, so is, the Cross Eyes. They're a major part of that too, with all the cutting of heads off. Like it's going out of fucking style, but Chidaruma's the one who basically made rain pour down on the magic world before having him and all of his devils take a field trip into Whole, and then take a field trip, then go from Whole into the Black House, which is actually alive. Use that to go down to the Lake of Refuge. Now they're all a bit like in a single file, fucking just exploring and kind of like sightseeing. It's almost like all the devils are tourists, and their tour guide is Chidaruma. Now there is one devil, I think he's a devil, that is not part of this group, and that is this mysterious figure that is just drawn in all black, and looks like this figure is constantly floating around. Now, Risu, who has gained control of Curse, is following after this enigmatic figure, because he knows deep down inside that this person, whatever it is the core reason why he is dead. He needs to have that closure. Now, with Risu having a better grasp over his curse technique, makes me wonder, is he going to be a much more formidable fighter? And will Risu actually gain that closure he so desires? We do get one kind of closure, though, and that is the closure of Shin. Because zombified Shin tries to take out N. Oh, before that, actually, he comes across Ibisu and Keiko, aka, or actually, not also known as, but once known as, we'll call that OKA, the Kuga, they get into a little scuffle. And I'm actually surprised that, you know, Shin didn't use his magic once against Dokuga. Or rather, I don't remember him using it once. Kind of weird. But yet, he tried to use it against N after N was revived. And N basically whooped his fucking ass by turning him into a shit ton of fucking mushrooms. Now, does this mean that Shin is 100% dead? Who knows? I think Shin is dead at the moment, but I don't believe that he is out of commission from the story for too long. Noi, however, she's still incapacitated. Not sure. Well, I'm sure she's gonna come back to life at some fucking point, but when? Who knows? Also, I'm 100% sure that this enigmatic figure that's kind of floating around, that kind of looks like a devil, that you don't really get to see a very good, you know, look at him, is the once human Ai. And I believe that Chidaruma is that he is the mastermind behind all of this. I really do believe that. And the fact that the department store has turned into the streets of Hull, and the fact that, you know, in the last volume, Kasukabe remembered that, you know, what I told him, that he feels like he's one with the city, really makes me think that this whole situation has went full circle, has come full circle, not went full circle. I just realized how dumb that sounded. Alright, so what do you guys think of Dorohedoro Volume 19, which is not the last volume? We still got 4 more volumes to go. I almost said 3 more volumes, but I realized 20 is its own fucking number. I'm retarded. Sorry about that. Okay, so what do you guys think of Volume 19? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you guys for watching. Hope you guys have a wonderful day. If you'd be so kind, give this video a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Also, hit that notification icon and make sure that bell is a ring-a-ding-dingin'. That way you'll know when I put out another video. Alright. Hope you guys have a good one. Bye.